If you've been following me since last year, you know about my SQE journey and how I requalified as a solicitor here in the UK after practicing in Nigeria as a Nigerian qualified lawyer. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you the steps that I took to be able to get exempted from the SQE. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be doing the much requested video and the SQE2 exemption. We're starting with the SQE as a whole, just give you guys like a reminder and stuff like that. What's the SQE? The SQE is the Solicitors Qualifying Examination. This is the exam that you take if you want to qualify as a solicitor here in the UK. And now this exam is both for foreign trained lawyers and even the UK trained lawyers. So people who study law in UK universities here get to also write this exam. So it's not just foreign qualified lawyers exam. Now, I've mentioned a lot about this on previous videos. I'm going to link them up here or in the description so that you can actually go back to them after this. So that being said, the SQE exam is divided into two exams. You have the SQE1 exam and the SQE2. Now, the SQE1 is basically on functional legal knowledge, and that was the one I wrote, and I've done a video about it, giving you guys the gist, the tea, and stuff like that. I'll link it up too. And the SQE2 deals more on the practical legal knowledge. You can get exempted from either the SQE1 or SQE2 depending on your situation. We're talking about just the SQE2 exemption because that is the one I applied for. And if you're a foreign qualified lawyer, most likely that is the one you will be applying for. So what is the SQE exemption? SQE exemption allows a qualified lawyer to be able to not sit for either of the exams. That's simply what an exemption is. Now, mark the word qualified lawyer. So it means that it has to be someone who has qualified in one jurisdiction or the other. Marking the word qualified lawyer, I'm going to read from the SRA website what a qualified lawyer is, or who a qualified lawyer is. A qualified lawyer is someone who holds a professional legal qualification which confers right to practice in England and Wales or in another jurisdiction. So for you to be able to apply for the SQE2, first off, you must have the skills and legal knowledge assessed and applied to the same standard as candidates taking the assessment. You must have the same practice rights as a solicitor of England and Wales, and at least 2 years professional legal work experience. We've talked about the fact that you must be a qualified lawyer from your jurisdiction. Okay, so you must have qualified there, and at the same time you must have practiced for at least 2 years. So going further, you see that there are 3 types of SQE exemption. Now, the first one is the individual SQE assessment exemption. The second is the SQE agreed exemption, while the third one is the UK lawyer agreed exemption. If you go on the SRA website, you can see that, and I'm going to put it here for you to see. You can see that you can check what exemption you can actually apply for. You can check whether your qualification, that particular qualification, has been assessed for an SQE2 exemption. You need to check your jurisdiction. So you need to select your jurisdiction. I'm qualified in Nigeria, so you just go to Nigeria. You can see there are different countries here. There's Russia, Japan, Korea, Kenya. So different countries. It doesn't have to be African or. And on the website, it shows you every single thing that you need to do. And then it says here, now, obviously, in Nigeria, we're qualified as barristers and solicitors. So you can apply for an individual SQE2 exemption. To do this, you need to provide your certificate that shows your professional qualification from the Supreme Court of Nigeria. You need to provide a reference showing you have at least 2 years legal work of experience or legal work experience, post-qualification. And then the third thing is you need to prove that your referee, as a professional qualification. Basically, you will need to bring like your referee's admission certificate. So alongside your admission certificate, you will need to bring your referee's admission certificate or a certificate of good standing. A certificate of good standing can be gotten from the Supreme Court of Nigeria. So you just need to apply. You can apply, and your referee too can apply for a certificate of good standing if maybe they don't want to give you their admission certificates. But there's nothing there because obviously you're not using it to do anything illegal. So having established the background and giving you those background information, how do you do this? The first thing is to set up an SRA account. I must have mentioned this before in my previous video, but I'm just going to mention it again. The SRA is the Solicitors Regulation Authority, and they're the body responsible for regulating solicitors in England and Wales. For you to be able to apply for the exemption, you will need to first of all create an account with them. It's very simple. Just go on their website and create an account, use your email, your name and stuff like that. And then the second thing you would need to do is to add your jurisdiction. So you want to go to jurisdiction and add that particular jurisdiction that you are qualified in. So what I did was to, go there and then clicked Nigeria as my jurisdiction. And then I clicked the date and year of my call to bar. So when I was called to the bar in Nigeria. And then the next thing you want to do is to now apply for the exemption. So on the applications, on that same portal, so on your account there, it's called, so once you get your email set up and verified and stuff like that, it's called My SRA. So you just go on their portal, and obviously they'll send you an email to verify your email, stuff like that you usually do when you're creating an account on the website. The fee for making the exemption application is £265. Okay, make sure you have the money there so that you can just pay at once. Obviously, if you're going for something like this, you should, be serious about it. After that, you want to come to the website and click on make an application, like start a new application. Click on that. It takes you to where you can see different applications, or you just search for them. You can then write qualified lawyers exemption. That will come out, and then you click on it. It will not come out as SQE2 or SQE1. It will just come out as qualified lawyers exemption. You just click on that, and then it will take you to a page where you see your jurisdiction, where you had already mentioned, so let's say for me, Nigeria, and the date you were called and the year. Once you get to that point, you click on that, and then you continue. It gives you the option to use that jurisdiction to apply. When you pay the application fee, they then let you know that you need to, submit certain documents, which are the documents that obviously you need to submit. It's not going to allow me to basically apply because obviously I cannot show you guys how to do it on my my own portal, because basically I'd done that before. I'd applied, so it's not allowing me to apply. At this point, if you've not subscribed, why have you not subscribed? Make sure to subscribe, you guys. If you know I'm giving you a lot of value, make sure to subscribe, like, share, comment, let me know the kind of questions and kind of things that you want me to talk about. And if you're not following me on my social media platforms, it is the Lady of Frida across all social media. How do you go about your documents? The first thing you need, I mentioned before, is your admission, your call to bar certificate. You should have your call to bar certificate stored in your PDF, like your file, your drive, because I had mine already saved in my drive, like since, when I graduated or when I was called to bar. The next thing you will need is your reference letter. So basically, if you've worked in Nigeria, obviously you have a boss or a supervisor, someone who supervised you during your time of work, right? So this person is supposed to mention in that letter that the person supervised you, and you were able to do certain things. Law, you did criminal litigation, civil litigation, property practice, those kind of things. The person should be able to explain, in the letter that you had done this kind of work within 2 years. Okay, it's as simple as that. And then basically sign the letter and put it on the company's letterhead or the law firm's letterhead. So whether you worked in-house as an in-house lawyer in your jurisdiction or in private practice, you can still, get that reference sorted. Another thing is the letter should be addressed to SRA. So basically just go on their website and get their address and just put the Solicitors Regulation Authority and then their address. So the letter should be addressed to them. And then you will need that particular referee. It shouldn't be another person supposed to give you their certificate. So their call to bar certificate, you will need that from that person to be able to also submit. To just be on the safe side, it's also good to get your certificate of good standing for yourself and also for your referee. So basically, certificate of good standing is from the Supreme Court, and it states that you are on the roll. Basically, you are qualified in Nigeria as a barrister and solicitor, using my example. And then it also states that you do not have like any criminal records, or you do not have any conviction that they know of, or you do not have any case against you, as at that time. Basically, that's just that's just what it states. Within a couple of weeks, I received an email from someone from the SRA. I think they're called like an authorized officer. So I received an email from that officer asking me to confirm again my jurisdiction and year of call, and there were some questions that were sent to me, and then I confirmed, and then the person sent me an email that my exemption application had been accepted. I'm so happy. So we've come to the end of the SQE2 exemption. I hope I was able to explain this for you, and make sure to watch the video after now where I talked about how I did my SQE and all about my SQE journey. Okay, and I'm going to see you in that video.